So I've been seeing these videos of these ex-Trump supporters verbatim saying the same words, almost like they're reading from a script, saying I no longer support Trump. Well, I gotta say this, with me having over 2 million followers together between, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, the whole 9 yards, I'm not getting the same message. What I'm getting is messages daily from people stating, oh my God, Sean, you was right. I see it now. I'm seeing more conservatives being born every single day versus you all saying, oh, no longer I regret my vote. You're lying. You're straight up lying. Y'all saying the same words for words. You're reading a script. Somebody's paying you, probably Soros. Somebody's giving you some money to say this. I don't believe it. Because like I said, with over 2 million followers and getting messages daily, yeah, they ain't nobody regretting their votes.
Yeah, we got to address this once again. I addressed it once before, but it's still a narrative that Democrats are continually trying to push. And that is people who voted for Uncle Trump are now regretting our vote. And it's a load of crap. Of course, even on Bill Maher's show, that narrative has been pushed. And I want to play this clip for you guys really quickly. And then we're going to get into a clip from Frank Luntz that is honestly extremely amazing. So stick around for that. But before we get into that, let's hop into this Bill Maher clip where one of his guests is trying to push this BS narrative that we're all regretting voting for Uncle Trump. Let's dive in.
My summary of the first 100 days is that the bad news is it's the worst first 100 days in U.S. presidential history. I can't think of a presidency that had it worse. But the good news, I think, for the country is it's the worst first 100 days in U.S. presidential history. For precisely the reason that you suggest, Bill, which is that a lot of the country that voted for President Trump because they didn't like the course of the country under his predecessor, because they were mad, because they thought stuff needed to be broken up and disrupted, are waking up to the reality of just how much worse it can get. And I'm hearing from so many friends who voted for Trump, who remember the first Trump administration as being an era, at least until COVID, of prosperity, and saying, hang on a second, 100% tariffs, I'm losing half of my workforce, I can't afford things, the price of consumer goods is still going up. This is not what I voted for. And that's a relief, because if it had been a successful first 100 days, if it had been just a little less bad, people would say, well, what's the problem if we're not observing due process? Or what's the problem if we're defying the Supreme Court? That would be even more worrisome than what we have now.
You know, I love when people say, I've been hearing so many stories. Show me. Show me. Since all of these folks, because that's what they always do, I'm getting so many calls, I'm talking to so many people, and they all regret. Show me. Show me. I have yet to see all of these people that they say are regretting their vote. Show me the video clips. Show me the footage. You can't say that, we, camera right here in your hand. We didn't record it. Why didn't you record it? If it's actually true, why not just record it? We all have phones. There's cameras everywhere. You can get cameras. Listen, you can get an okay camera for a good price. Okay, you don't need anything fancy. You don't need the fanciest camera in the world. Listen, once again, like I said, you could literally just use your phone. So keep that in mind when you hear these stories. That there's all of these people. I've talked to so many people that are regretting their vote. Notice that they never show you any video clips. Never. And the one, if they did, I think you'd quickly realize that don't look like no Trump voter to me. Because you guys remember before the election happened, there was a video that got put out by I'm assuming Kamala's team, that was trying to show a former Trump voter that was now voting for Kamala. And once we started digging into it, we found out, those were literally actors. Like, not even kidding. They're literally Hollywood actors. Like, not even joking. Like, those were not former Trump voters. Those were actors who were paid to act out, to act as if they were Trump voters. They were that desperate to try to get votes. And failed. And I think this is just a continuation of that. But the bad news is for these folks is this. And Frank Luntz had a panel that he brought on, and of course, Frank Luntz, we've talked about Frank Luntz before. He acts shocked with this panel of Republicans who voted for Uncle Trump. Just check this out. It's honestly amazing.
I need to ask you an issue that no one's brought up and that has crashed your 401ks, most of you, your tariffs. Stock market is way down.
It needed a correction.
Oh, so you support it?
Yes. You bet.
Yep.
How many?
And I have to tell you,
how many?
my 401k wasn't impacted at all.
How many? First off, how many of you did not lose any money over the crash of the stock market? One individual, two people. So, Serena,
the Biden administration, I lost more money than the Trump administration by far.
In 2020,
Like
in 2022, they crashed it by
40% or more.
25%. Yeah, for the whole year.
no one's upset over this?
No.
No.
Nobody.
There's not a
an end game
single
here, though.
40-year period in the history of the stock market where the stock market hasn't appreciated at an average rate of about 7%. It's so, yeah, there's ups and downs and corrections, and sometimes people are foolish and they jump out, buy high, sell low. But if people just get in and stay the course, they'll be just fine.
Yeah, and I was about to say, I'm not a day trader. I try not to look at it very often, which is, I think, a good thing. But I also trust that Trump and all of his advisors that are involved with the tariff issue know what they're doing. So I'm just going to hang on. I know it'll correct at some point. Yeah, I'm not really worried about it.
I think the
How
market's
much
going to
more
go
are
up
you
higher.
willing to pay for products and services that come out of China? How much do prices have to go up before you say, this is not that great
I'd
a
rather
strategy?
not buy from China. I'd rather pay more money and buy American.
Same.
And prices only go up if demand is inelastic and if there's no alternative supplies. And they're doing a brilliant job. They're surrounding China with countries that want to manufacture stuff as well. And we do need to bring the stuff back, the strategic stuff for sure. But China is going to be in the soup if they don't knock it off.
Every article of clothing I have on is probably made in China, Malaysia, or somewhere else. Okay, retailers, give me something made in America. I'd gladly buy it, but it's not there. Go to Walmart. You ain't going to find jack shit, pair of socks and underwears made in America.
Made in China.
Maybe. But, shoes, Nikes, Pumas, they're all overrated. They're probably all made overseas. How many American shoe companies have you seen go kaput? There used to be one 30 miles down the road, made Stride Rite, made great shoes. You don't hear from them. China, Malaysia.
We need a correction. We just need a correction. We're willing to take
Willing
whatever
to
it
ride
takes.
it out.
Yeah.
That's the point.
Stay the course. Stay the
It's
course.
exactly. It's been
Yep.
a rough 2 weeks, but guess what? We got 3.5 years to worry.
Exactly.
And if it's like this in a year, I'll have another discussion maybe, but I don't think it's going to be.
I'll
Steady
tell you
goes
what.
and stay the course.
Exactly. I love what that guy said. Stay the course. Stay the course. This is what Trump had to do. And this is the perfect time to do it. There's no midterms coming up, right? Midterms is a long way away. The 28 election is a long way away. So now is the perfect time to fix it. And yes, it's going to be rough for a while. Duh. That's just completely obvious. Anybody with two brain cells left to rub together understands that. But we also understand that it will get better. It will get better. And you see it in the Democrats' panic. And I've talked about this time and time again. The fact that Democrats are panicking and yelling and screaming about anything and everything that Trump does tells me that he's on the right path. Because logically, it doesn't make any sense that they would be yelling at him and trying to stop him if he was actually doing bad things. Like, if he was actually doing bad, just let him cook himself. We'll win in the midterms. He'll be useless. We take back the House. He's done. He's basically cooked. Okay? If his policies are really that trash, as a Democrat, I would just sit back and just, let him bury himself. But they're not doing that. They're trying at every single turn to label his tariffs as terrible, as bad, as a tax on Americans, and we're gonna all go under, and the dollar is crashing, and blah blah blah. It's all doom, 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 doom. So that tells me he's on the right path, and they know it. And they also understand that when he succeeds, they're cooked. It's over for the Democrat Party. It's over. They understand that. That's why they keep pushing these BS narratives. You know, even CNN had to come out and admit that Trump voters aren't regretting anything.
Let's talk about Trump voters and how they feel. Do they regret their vote?
I mean, this is the big question, right? I hear all these stories, all these articles. All the Trump voters, they regret what they did back in 2024. I'm here to tell you, very few of them regret what they did back in 2024. What are we talking about? Trump voters looking back at 2024. We got a new poll out. The poll was conducted this month. What percentage would change their vote to a different candidate? We're talking just 2%, just 2%. That's not even a wide spot on the road. And then there's this additional 1% who say they would rather not vote. We're talking overall under 5% might or would have changed their vote, Donald Trump voters back in 2024. And then you ask, okay, the same question to Kamala Harris voters, and it turns out the numbers are rather similar. So if there was a repeat, if folks got to be able to redo their vote that they had back in 2024, would the result be any different? I doubt it would be.
Even CNN admitted it. And I doubt there's 2%. I have yet to come across the clip where I believe that it was a genuine person who voted for Uncle Trump that was like, yeah, I regret that. I have yet to come across it. And if you have one, send it to me. Feel free. But I have yet to come across that type of video. And of course, there's all types of fake videos, of course. And I talked about that earlier, how the Kamala team tried to put out a video of some actors acting as if they were former Trump voters in 2020 and weren't voting for Trump this time around. Fake news. But I have yet to come across a genuine video. But if you have one, send it my way. So, yeah, Democrat Party is cooked, man. Democrat Party is cooked. And we as Trump supporters understand that it's going to take some time. It ain't going to be pretty to start off. Give them some time. Give him some time and things will be great. They'll be phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. And I can't wait. But anyway, y'all let me know your thoughts and your opinions on this. Thanks for tuning in as always. Peace and love. I'm out.